O thou goddess mother, weep not, but rejoice for the glory of my birth, that thou and my holy father, a very God amongst men, brought me into life. My soul is boundless in rejoicing. I declare unto thee, O mother, I am not in darkness, nor am I blind and deaf. If there be another world, what matters it to me? The glories of this one are boundless, and if there be a great light and a voice, what are they to me? Thou hast so filled my every vein of blood with thy warm love, and with thy sweet love of these my holy brothers, and with the wisdom of my Father, God of men, would I know nothing but to rejoice and to invent praise and thanks to you all with all my wisdom and strength. Now God speaks through Brahma. God's first book, chapter 16, verse 11 through 25 states, And now the light gathered within the soul of Brahma, and he was as one with the Father, or Maz the Creator. Then spoke through Brahma, saying, verse 12, I created the earth not to be despised, as do the Zarathustrians through the hearts of monarchy and priests, but that it should be the glory of men. This was the Zarathustrian law. But for sake of profit and bondage and evil, they have perverted my doctrine and bound up my peoples. They profess me even Omaz, but they have turned my commandments and my doctrine upside down. Verse 13, I came through Zarathustra and delivered them that called on me in faith, and they became my chosen for a season, but they suffered evil to usurp up their hearts, and they squandered my substance in building temples and providing a superabundance of priests and priestess. They raised up the sword and spear for me. My blood and death they established kingdoms and called them by my name or Maz. Verse 14. The spirit of my voice they put aside, but the words they retained and added earthly meaning thereto, whereby they proclaim darkness for light and light for darkness. And the poor and distressed that worship me in truth and spirit have learned to hate the words established, for which reason they are persecuted and bound and taxed and despitefully used. Verse 15. Yeah, they that would kill not because of their natural love to me and my created sons and daughters, they impress into service of war, taking them from their kindred, saying to them, Come away from peace and kill. Be thou a slayer of men, be a soldier of death for the glory of the king. Verse 16. I commanded them in the olden times to kill not at all. My words were plain, but the kings commanded the priests to interpret my words round about, whereby war might be justified. Verse 17. I commanded them against taking that which was another's. My words were plain, but the kings commanded the priests to interpret the meaning so the kings could exact tribute from their own glory, and so they levy, wheresoever and whensoever they will, saying for the defense of the king and the country. Verse 18. Thus they have perverted my commandments from beginning to end. But I declare unto you that in my sight to kill one man, I will hold him accountable who doth it, and 10 times accountable if he kills 10 men, and 100 times for 100. They shall not hide death and murder from my sight by the word war. Verse 19. Neither shall they excuse stealing by levying taxes for the king or the country's protection. For by their own evil hath it come to pass that they talk about protection. Have I made a law that one king or one country shall protect itself against another? Seest not any man that these doctrines come of the flesh and not of the spirit? Verse 20. They profess to be faithless in me, but straight away then go and build fortifications of earth and stone and wood. And they that know me in spirit and truth, perceiving I am wrongly interpreted for evil's sake, being such as rebel in their souls against these iniquities, they size and oppress for their lifetime as slaves, or if refusing they kill them. Verse 21. And they that work such wickedness, behold, we have the Zarathustrian law, the Ahumazdian law, the Omazdian law. Ours is the holy, the revealed word. Let no man raise up his voice against these truths, or he shall surely be put to death. Verse 22. But I looked down from my holy heavens and saw, and my ears heard, and I cried out in my soul for the evils of the earth. And I said, Behold, I will go and deliver them that have faith in me and spirit and truth. And I went over the lands of the earth, but I found no man in whom my light could shine. And I called my holy masters of generations, my angels high raised in heaven, and I said unto them, Come ye and dwell on the earth many generations, and by inspirations raise ye up one in whom my light shall shine, for I will surely deliver my people. Verse 23, Now I declare unto you who are assembled, the time is at hand, and ye are also many parts in my work. Even though my angels name ye these sons according to their names, so will I establish my kingdom. Verse 24, Suffer therefore Vedi to write down the words I have spoken, for lo, he hath learning and memory provided to that end. Be ye watchful when I come again. Verse 25, Jehovah, in parentheses, Omazd, ceased, and Brahma woke as from a trance, though he had heard all that was said. So Vedi remembered the spoken words, every one, and he wrote them down on cloth, prepared for that purpose. And this was the beginning of a new name of a people on the earth, though they were faithless in fact, and nothing but faithless, but they were called by their neighbors sometimes Vedans, and sometimes Brahmins. God's first book, chapter 17, verse 1 through 23. Verse 1. The next morning at sunrise, Jehovah came again speaking through Brahma, saying, verse 2, As I prepare a way for my voice, be ye wise in laboring to show this light unto all peoples. Neither take ye sorrow to your souls for the latest born, even Hog, for he is also in my keeping, and his wisdom shall be the glory of the earth. Verse 3. For is not all fact interpreted by each and every man from the light of his own understanding, of his own standing place, wherein error comes into the world by the darkness of men, and not perceiving rightly the things I have created? Behold, one man seized the forest with reference to its value in logs, another man for splints for mats, another for shade to lie in, another for its solitude. And they all alike see, but they see through their own several windows. Verse 4. Consider then the injustice of man that saith, Ye shall see as I see, hear as I hear, or who saith, This I have proven for a truth, and that for an untruth, or who saith, Behold, we are many witnesses, and we attest. Verse 5. While Jehovah was thus speaking, his angel appeared and stood in the doorway of the hut, and all except Hog looked and saw the angel, and witnessed the color of the angel's hair and eyes, and the cloth he wore. And they pointed, saying in a whisper, Behold, an angel of heaven. Verse 6. Then spoke Jehovah, illustrating, saying, While yet no one hath spoken, let one at a time privately describe to Hog the appearance of my angel in the doorway. Verse 7. Accordingly, they all except Brahma told Hog all that pertained to the angel, and they accorded one with another. And Jehovah said, Speak thou, my son Hog. And Hog said, verse 8, For whom shall I speak? For, be thou my very father, or of a truth the Creator, I know not. God said, Who says thou the Creator is? Hog said, Even as the wind, the great void, without person or shape or sense. Verse 9. God said unto him, For which reason I say unto thee, because of the unbelief of thy father and thy mother, while thou wert in thy mother's womb, thou art as thou art. This have they attest unto thee thousands of times since thou wert weaned, and they have also attested to thee as often, that during the bringing forth of thy brothers they were in the fullness of faith in Omaz, Jehovah. Verse 10. Thou wert born of the earth, and can only see with earthly eyes, and hear with earthly ears, and can reason only with earthly reason. Hog said, Then of a truth I shall go down to earth, and there shall be no more of me. But these my sweet brothers, and this goddess, and this God, my very mother and father, shall inherit everlasting life. Verse 11. God said, I would place 2 eggs before thee, with the birds within them nearly hatched. Now with one thou shalt open the shell a little, and the young bird seeth out, but the other thou shalt leave closed. Sayest thou one bird will have much advantage over the other when they are hatched, or that one shall not live because, forsooth, it saw not through the shell? Such then is the way to everlasting life. Of thy darkness will I make light that will reach unto millions. Thy sacrifice is the sacrifice of a very God amongst gods. Verse 12. Hog said, Because of thy great wisdom, I fear to speak in thy presence, but thy words come out of his mouth, who is the sweetest and holiest of created beings. Therefore I take courage in my own argument. Verse 13. Now